Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I hope everybody's doing amazing. Welcome to the Merlin live Q&A session. My name is Mario, the Chief Experience Officer here at Merlin, helping you master your crypto portfolio at a time. So this is episode 16 of our live Q&A, which we host one time per month. This is the place where you want to come to get your questions answered and also find out what's going on with Merlin. What are we working on? What are some of the cool things that we potentially have coming down the line? So that's going to be what we're going to be discussing today. A lot of exciting things that have come out, and we're going to be just basically running through the features of Merlin. If you're new here, then Merlin is a crypto tracker. It's also the smartest way to track your crypto, and I am going to make sure to show you guys why that is exactly. But just going to give it a couple more seconds to see if we get more people entering the live stream, as this is going to be going out in a couple of different formats and notifications. And so just want to give everybody a chance to join in, but appreciate everyone that's joined so far. In the meantime, let me just navigate here so you could see our Merlin page. Merlin, as I said, the smartest way to track your crypto. You can find out more by going to merlincrypto.com. And this is where you'll be able to see all of the features, the pricing, resources. We even have some very cool stuff going on here with a blog that I'm going to show you in just a second. Let me just pull up this banner. This is a one-man show, so it takes me a little bit to kind of multitask. We'll just do this one. So merlincrypto.com, as I said, we can find out information about all the features that our software can do, but really cool. The team does a really good job at this Codex blog here, where we're constantly putting out information to keep you informed on what's going on in the crypto space. So we know we're not just a crypto tracker. We do try to be an education platform as well, where you can stay ahead of what's going on as far as crypto. But another thing that we have available, check this out, this glossary. So this here, you can come here and find out what all of the different verbiage used in crypto means. And it's not just crypto. A lot of this stuff does come back from trading and markets in general. But you can come here and see, all right, what does take profit mean? What is swing trading, swing high? Just some really cool stuff that the team here put together for everybody. Now, another place, or I guess I should say, let me come all the way down here. We would highly appreciate everyone's support by following us on social media. We are on X, Instagram, Threads, YouTube, LinkedIn. We try to be everywhere. We're also a little bit on TikTok, but we just do more from an advertising perspective. But X is one of our biggest platforms here, I guess, where we spend a lot of time putting out content. And so head over to X, search for Merlin Crypto. Our handle is getmerlincrypto.com, and make sure you give this page a follow. We're constantly putting out information and stuff that is in the works, and features and just really good content in general. Our team does an amazing job. And so we're super excited. Actually, you know what? Since we've got this picture pulled up, really cool. This here, I believe, was from XRP Las Vegas last year. So really exciting that this came up, because we are going to be at XRP Las Vegas 2026, which is going to be next week. Let me just pull it up really quickly here. XRP Las Vegas is happening next week, the 30th and May 1st. So April 30th through May 1st, Thursday and Friday. We are going to be having a booth there, much like we did for the last couple of years. So if you're attending XRP Las Vegas, then be sure to come and visit our booth. We always have a lot of interesting stuff going on in our booth. So be sure to come and see us so that you can find out exactly what we might be offering. But yeah, XRP Las Vegas happening next week. A majority of our team is going to be there. We're also going to be there as the 3T Warrior Academy. For those of you that are part of the 3T Warrior Academy, then you're going to be able to see a lot of our team members there from them as well, from the 3T Warrior Academy side. But yeah, you can see us at XRP Las Vegas happening next week. I believe it's going to be at the Paris Hotel. So April 30th to May 1st. I believe you might still be able to get tickets. If you're an XRP fan, then this is a great event and great experience for sure. All right, let me bring us over here. And as I was showcasing Merlin, what I actually want to do is I want to take everybody inside of a Merlin demo account. So let me just sign into our Merlin demo account real quick. And we're going to go over some cool stuff in Merlin. In the meantime, if you just joined, welcome in. This is a Merlin live Q&A. This is a session that we host on a monthly basis. We're just relaxing here, just chilling, just showing you what Merlin can do. And as the name of the show says, live Q&A, you are here. If you are here, you can ask me some questions. That's what I'm here for. My name is Mario. For those of you that may have joined after, and you can see here on the screen, my name is Mario, and I am the Chief Experience Officer. So, I help with everything as far as front facing to our clients. I also help our customer support team. So I run our customer support team to make sure that we continue giving a lot of value to our users and obviously the support that you all deserve. One really cool thing that I actually want to touch on before we go on to showing Merlin is a cool new thing that we started doing for our community. So let me share my screen back here again. So this is our help center. You can access it by going to support.merlincrypto.com. And so we started doing this new thing called the weekly live onboarding. And these are Google Meet sessions. So Google Meet, for those of you that may not know, Google Meet's like Zoom. We're using Google as a platform for many things like the calendars and stuff. So we're using Google Meet for that. But this is just like Zoom. You can join this call. And so you can access it from our support. If you join Merlin, you'll also get notifications about it so that you know that it's happening. But this is a weekly onboarding call that we do every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. So it repeats every single Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. And basically, you can come in. We will take you, me or a member of our team, will take you through how to set up a Merlin account. We'll show you how to connect your exchanges. We'll show you how to set up your profile. We'll show you even how to quickly start an exit strategy or create an exit strategy. And then we open the floor for questions. So it's a perfect place to get that ongoing support. So it's another new thing that we started doing about 2 weeks ago. So again, even if you're not a user, you're more than welcome to join. This page is public, support@merlincrypto.com. You're more than welcome to join and potentially see what Merlin looks like, see how to set it up, and then have the opportunity to ask our team some questions. So weekly live onboarding and Q&A is happening every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. And you can see more info at support.merlincrypto.com. But cool. Let me take you guys inside of Merlin. So this is Merlin and this is the dashboard. And actually, before I do that, let me just take a sip of coffee real quick. There we go. I could use a little bit of caffeine this afternoon. So Merlin, as I said before, smartest way to track your crypto. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys through what a Merlin account looks like. This is obviously a demo account. And in here, we've already got some stuff connected. A lot of this stuff is manual for the purposes of demo. But the Merlin assets page is where you can see all your assets in one place. So think about this for a second. Let's say you as a crypto user, maybe you just got into crypto and you only have one exchange. But throughout your journey as a crypto investor, you're going to run into a scenario where you're going to have to create a secondary exchange account. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One, it's the right thing to do, not having all your eggs in one basket. Second, sometimes we want to get into a particular crypto that exchange we're in, that one single exchange we're in just doesn't have it. So we want to purchase whatever that may be. And we're like, okay, I'm in Coinbase only. They don't have it. I'm going to have to get a Kraken account so I can buy it in Kraken, or I'm going to have to get an Uphold account to get an Uphold. So eventually there will come a time where you may be forced to get a second exchange account just so that you can purchase that additional crypto. Then there's also the situation of wallets. So we got the exchanges. We also have the wallets. You may want to transfer your crypto to a wallet just so you can be under your custody and also learn how all of that works, right? So it's super important. And so at that point, you get to a scenario where you have crypto in Coinbase, you have crypto in Kraken, you have crypto in Uphold, you have crypto in your wallets, your Ledger, your Trezor, hot wallets with Trust, so on and so forth, Exodus. So if you're tracking your crypto manually, you're opening these places and you're seeing, all right, in my Coinbase, I have 10,215. Let me go to my Kraken. Okay, I have $512. So you're having to do this mental math to kind of figure out for yourself how much you have in total. And then obviously, what's the number of coins that you have? Are you also doing that? And then what are you doing? Spreadsheet? Are you populating a spreadsheet manually every single time? Whenever there's a change, whenever you bought some more crypto, whenever you sold some crypto, are you then populating that spreadsheet? So What we do as a crypto portfolio tracker is we give you the ability to connect wallets, multiple wallets, and multiple exchanges. So we have this really nice connector through our partnership with Vesgo. And Vesgo, to put it simply, they're like the Plaid of the crypto space. So Plaid, those of you in the United States will be familiar with. At some point, you may have had to connect your bank account to your credit card or vice versa to process payments. And so, a really popular tool infrastructure that banks have partnered with and utilize is called Plaid. And basically, Vesgo is the same thing. Vesgo just takes platform A and platform B. They have the infrastructure connectivity with them. So they just allow you in the middle to be able to connect the two things in a really easy way where it doesn't require technical knowledge. It doesn't, require compromise of security. They have the infrastructure. So Vesgo is the same thing where you come here into Connect Wallet / Exchange, you select what wallet or exchange from the list. And then, for example, with Coinbase, it's actually there's others here like it, but super easy. The way it works is you press connect account. And now this pop-up is not going to show because it's a different window, but you get a Coinbase login screen. So you just sign in with your regular Coinbase account, approve the connection, just like you would with Plaid. And then it takes you back here and it will say that it's connected. With wallets, slightly different. With wallets, you obviously need to give the wallet address, but also only two things are needed: just your wallet address, what network are you connecting, press connect account, and just like that, now your wallet's connected to Merlin. The one thing that's very important, because obviously for those of us in crypto, we worry about security. We worry about not getting hacked and all those things. So a lot of one of the biggest questions we get, it's not the biggest question. I'll tell you guys what the biggest question is in just a moment. But one of the questions that we get at customer support is, well, is my stuff safe if I connect it to Merlin? Anybody that understands crypto from a wallet perspective knows that the wallet address is something that is used to receive crypto in your wallet, and you can't do anything else with it. I mean, you could potentially go, like, let's say let's say somebody finds out what my XRP wallet address is, since we were talking about XRP before. And they could take that wallet address. They could go to XRP Scan or BitHump and put the wallet address in and see how much XRP I have on there and the transactions. That's something that's normal for crypto. You can do it for Bitcoin. The blockchain's public. The transactions, balances, everything is public through the explorers. But otherwise, you can't do anything with it. The only thing you're giving us, or you're providing Merlin to facilitate the connection, is just what is the wallet address. So we can go in through Vesgo, we can go in and pull your balances and pull your transactions. We can't move your crypto. We can't withdraw, deposit. I mean, we could deposit through the wallet address, but we're not going to do that. We can't withdraw. We can't move it. Can't sell it. Can't buy through your wallet. None of that. And through an exchange, you can actually see when you're connecting your exchange what kind of permissions we're obtaining from your exchange. And right now, the only permissions we get is read only. That's it. Just view. We can only see what coins do you have in your exchange account, what transactions have you done in your exchange account. That's it. We can't sell your crypto. We can't move it. We can't do anything as far as your crypto or any activity inside of your accounts. So is it safe? I'm the security guy over at the 3T Warrior Academy. I advise people and do coaching on security all the time. And I can tell you that I have all my stuff connected to Merlin because I understand that there is no risk associated with it. It's all just read only. And plus, I actually use Merlin as a tool to improve my security. And what I mean is, as we're on the go, we still want to keep up with our investments. We still want to know I still want to know what my portfolio is doing, even though I might be traveling to Vegas next week. I might, things might start moving in a certain direction, and maybe I want to pop in and see, how's my portfolio doing? Am I up? Am I down? Like, how's things looking? And so I might be in a place where I'm need to connect to a public Wi-Fi in order to be able to access anything. So if I'm in a public Wi-Fi, am I going to open up a ledger or a wallet or even an exchange, knowing that public Wi-Fis hold a risk of something called sniffing, which is where hackers could just be sniffing the network activity? I'm not going to do that. But if I open up my Merlin account and look at my portfolio and how my portfolio is doing, and there is no risk to that, because again, what's the worst case scenario? They get access to my Merlin account. I mean, if you're taking the right precautions to keep your Merlin account safe, with your good password, email that's not compromised, password that's not compromised, then Okay, fine. They get into my Merlin account. You can see what I have. You can't move any of it. You could probably mess up my account, delete my exit strategies. That would be terrible. I would have to do it all over again. But otherwise, you can't take my crypto. So I use it as a tool to advance my security. So whenever I'm traveling, I still keep up with the markets. I don't have to worry about the fact that my cold wallets aren't on my travel devices, and I may not be able to access them to see how that's doing. But if they're connected to Merlin, then I can still keep up with my portfolio, keep up with my investments. So Merlin's also a tool that I highly recommend through my security coaching as something to have, because not only is it your tracker, but it also allows you to just access it without the worry of compromise. But with that said, connecting stuff to Merlin, super easy. But we also give you the ability to do something more, which is we understand that there's just so much in crypto out there. There's so many wallets, there's so many exchanges. You simply can't, I mean, we try and we're working towards it, but it's just difficult to have connections for everything. So in the event that we don't have the particular wallet or exchange that you have, you can still add those coins manually to Merlin. So you can still track those coins or that crypto, but just in a manual way. Obviously, if there's ever any withdrawals, deposits, those would have to be manually managed. But very, very easy. Just what symbol is it? What's the coin? How much of the coin do you have there? Again, classify the transactions. You could also add deposits, withdrawals. So all the different transaction types. And then where is it? Maybe it's in a wallet or a platform that we don't connect to yet. One that's very popular in our community that we are proactively trying to work with iTrust Capital to see if we can do something. But iTrust Capital don't have the ability for third parties to connect to their platform. So this is not a Merlin limitation. It's just an iTrust Capital, their platform. And so you can't connect to them, period. But we get a lot of questions around iTrust Capital. And so what you can still do, you can just come here and create it. So I have this much Bitcoin. You know what? In that case, I'm going to do no, small amounts, fine. iTrust Capital, how much did I buy it at? I actually bought it before Bitcoin did a little move. So 68,000. And this was, let me go here today. This was about a month ago. So I'm going to put there. So you can add it, and then you can add more transactions too. So if you want to do in bulk where you're adding multiple transactions, you can do that as well. But the idea, again, like I said, is that even if we don't have the connection for your wallet or exchange, you're still able to manage it manually. So now you can see that I have iTrust Capital on here, and you can see my holdings. So that kind of brings us to the next page of Merlin, which is the exchanges, which is where you can see a breakdown of all the different exchanges and wallets that you've either connected or added to Merlin. You can see the totals broken down by which exchange. And then you can even click on it so you can see what's inside of it. So again, it gives you the same navigation, or I guess the same abilities as you opening up your Kraken or your Coinbase, except you're not opening up your Kraken or your Coinbase. You're opening Merlin, which gives you that additional layer of security. And by the way, guys, welcome to the Merlin Live Q&A. I know we've got some new people that joined since I gave my intro. This is a space where we showcase you Merlin, what we do, the features that we have, but also we answer questions, or I answer questions. So if you have any questions whatsoever, as I'm taking you through this quick demo of Merlin, then feel free to put them in the chat, wherever chat you're joining in from. I know we work with YouTube. I'm able to do YouTube and X, but whichever platform you're joining us from, be sure to just put a question in the chat. I'd love to hear what you guys have to ask. So, but crypto trackers, right? So portfolio trackers, crypto portfolio trackers, there's so many out there. This wasn't a brand new idea that we came up with, but there was something unique to Merlin. Let me just take one more sip before this gets cold. It's a bit cold already. So crypto trackers, not a unique concept. There was already a lot of them out there, but we did have a unique concept. We did have something that we knew was going to allow Merlin to stand out in the crowd, be different, have something that nobody else had at the time. And so we did pioneer an idea when it comes to crypto trackers, which is a crypto tracker that gives you the ability to create exit strategies. Since we did that, there has been copies, but we did our market research. The team did a great job, and there was no other company or app doing it. But it's fine. The point is, we did have the great idea of releasing a crypto tracker that gave our users, gave them the power to be able to do the most important thing when it comes to investing, which is capitalizing on their investments. We're not investing thousands of dollars or whatever the case may be for yourself. We're not investing money to lose money. We're investing money to make money. And so as much as we like to see that number on the screen go up, at the end of the day, it's just a number on the screen. Doesn't materialize unless you sell. And so one of the things that through our community we saw is that people were watching their crypto go up and they were watching their crypto go down. Our founder and CEO Johnny Crypto calls them rubberneckers. And we were all rubberneckers at some point. Then we got a little bit smarter with the spreadsheet, and then eventually we got super smart with Merlin. But the rubberneckers are the people that are watching it go all the way up and then watching it go all the way down. So the exit strategy feature was something that we launched as we launched Merlin. So as we launched Merlin, track your crypto as well as create exit strategies. And so that led to the biggest question that we get or used to get. I'm proud to say that we used to get that question. It was the number one question we used to get at customer support, which is, cool, you guys allow me to create an exit strategy, but how do I know what exit targets to pick? And so what we did as also an education platform, we provided people with education. We created videos, we created articles, we would point them out to YouTube videos. We would essentially try to help our users figure out ways in which they could come up with the targets themselves. But that still meant they had to go and potentially get another tool and spend time learning and all of this extra stuff. So our team began working very hard in the back end to figure out ways to make it easier for everybody. Figure out ways where in Merlin, you could figure out the targets or have Merlin figure out the targets. So we came up with the exit strategy builder. Okay. And that's what I'm going to show everyone in just a second. Let me just get rid of this exit strategy since we're in the theme of XRP because we're going to be at XRP Las Vegas next week. I want to do this for XRP. So we came up with the exit strategy builder, which was a complement to our exit strategy tool. It's just the ability for you to come up with the targets with a couple of clicks. At the same time as we did that, we also launched, and this is all part of our pro plan. We did not have a pro plan before. So with our pro plan, and because we wanted to do this automatic or give people the ability to come up with these targets, we needed to add more advanced charting capabilities to Merlin, because the way that we calculate these targets is using the Fibonacci retracement tool. So we introduced advanced charting tools, and that's where you can see any page that has a chart that is an asset chart. You'll be able to see this view tools button here, which gives you a bunch of tools. So if you're a trader or just used to charts, if you're a chart person, you'll know exactly what all this is and you will know what to do with it. And you will know that you're probably paying, in order to have access to advanced features, you're probably paying an additional fee to some other software to have these type of tools. So with the Merlin Pro plan, which only costs about $3 more than the regular plan, you can have access to all of these features included. So, but with that said, we were able to introduce the exit strategy builder. And guys, this is the exit strategy builder. It only takes a couple of clicks, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to use. We give you this little wizard at the start that shows you step by step how to use it. So first, you're going to see your assets chart. Right now we're in XRP. We click set an exit strategy. We're going to see the XRP chart in just a second. Then the only thing we need to do after that is look for the high point and the low point. Once we've clicked the high point and the low point, we get the Fibonacci retracement tool. It gets drawn out on our screen. And then Merlin will use those points to calculate the exit targets. And then we just have to tell Merlin how many we want to extract from it. So let me show you guys how all this works. Let's click create. And it loads up the chart. So first thing I like to do is zoom out. All right, I got to zoom out. I got to see when did we have some cool price action for this asset that I'm looking at? When was the last time that we had a high point? Because remember, it said in the instructions, we need to look for our high point and we need to look for our low point. Now, we can get into a lot of technicals as far as which high point, which low point. In a nutshell, you want to go for the last one that happened if you are trying to predict short-term price action. So like short term is in like cycle price action. So if you believe in the crypto cycles and you think that right now we're in a bear market and that eventually in 2-3 years we're going to be in a bull market, that would be the short term cycle. Otherwise, you can go back and kind of reference off of other high points and low points. But to me, the way in my personal opinion, and everybody's different, so definitely do your own research on that. But the further back you go, the more you kind of need to extend your targets as far as time horizon. So we want to use the most recent one. Now, again, we can get into a lot of technicals as far as, yes, this was the previous bull run, okay, that just happened last year. This was the previous high. But now, is this going to be the low? Like, if you are a believer that we're in a bear market, is this the lowest we're going to see for Bitcoin? For XRP, $1.13? Or can we eventually form a new low? Right? But right now we just simply don't have the data. So I'm going to work with what we have, which is this high right here. So I click it once and then I come to the low and I click it again. And so now, just like that, the Fibonacci tool has been drawn out for us here on the screen. So automatically the next step gets highlighted for us, which is down here, the number of exit targets. So now I'm going to tell Merlin, hey, I want you to give me 10 exit targets. I want you to give me 2. I want you to give me 5, whatever that number is, but up to 10. So I want you to give me 10 exit targets. Calculate. Now, the very cool thing about this as well is that Merlin knows your cost basis. Remember, we connected our exchanges, our wallets, transactions, and so it knows our cost basis. If you added it manually, again, you put a cost, so it knows your cost basis. We're not going to give you targets that are below your cost basis. We're going to give you targets that are above your cost basis. And so this is giving you the targets, okay, above your cost basis, and you asked for 10. So each one of these is one of these Fibonacci levels. I can then just click build strategy, and those levels get automatically placed into my exit strategy builder right here. The next thing we need to do is we need to tell Merlin how many coins from my total of 50,000 XRP do I want to sell. And I'm going to keep it simple with the 50-50 strategy, meaning that I want to give Merlin 50% to calculate on these points, but the other 50% is not going to be part of it. Then the other thing I actually like to do is, just because we have these targets that were given to us, right, the Fibonacci targets, it doesn't mean that you have to absolutely include them in your strategy. Again, do your due diligence as far as what you believe and price targets and things like that. But I don't want to sell at $1.72. Okay, so I can delete this one. I also don't want to sell at $2.09. Maybe I don't want to sell until we get to like 365, which was the high from the prior cycle. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to delete all these targets, and I'm just going to keep 365 and above. And then you can even tweak them. Like if you think that 365, like if you're like me and you're like, you know what, 365 is that heavy resistance from being the all-time high. I want to play it safe and go a little bit below. So I'll do 350. And then the next thing we need to do is just put the coin percentages or coin amounts that we want to sell at each target. So for example, if you do a percentage, then it automatically calculates the number of coins for you. So we want to sell 10% off the 50%. At the same time, you're getting this allocation calculation here. So let me do, say, 10% of that one. And then I'll do another 10% here. But now I want to go a little bit heavier. I want to create a sandwich. So I'm going to go a bit heavier here in the middle at $5 and $7. And so right now I've allocated 70%. I've got 30 left. So I'll do the last one at 30 here. So once we've populated all of these, we get the full calculation of our exit strategy. Again, this is all contingent on all of these targets actually executing, which we don't do for you. You're going to have to do in your own execution. We're just going to send you alerts. But you get a big picture of what it will look like as far as proceeds, as far as profit, even as far as tax exposure. Once you're setting up your Merlin account, you go to your profile and you enter in your tax bracket. So that percentage number that you believe, or after consulting with your tax professional, that you know is your exposure to capital gains. You enter that into your profile, and now we're also going to tell you what your estimated tax bill is going to be. Again, estimated. We can't be 100% exact, because then there's also short-term capital gains, long-term capital gains. All of those things matter. But at least we give you a number that you can work with to be prepared. And we know your profit because we know your cost basis. So we calculate it off of your profit. Then we're also going to show you, if you were to execute all of these targets, all these 5 targets, you would end up with $180,000 $180,517, and of which 160,262 is profit. So if you're happy with this and you're like, awesome, this is the strategy that I want to prepare for. So boom, save exit strategy. Once you save the exit strategy, it'll be here tied to your XRP asset in your account. And so what Merlin, the only thing Merlin would do is alert you as prices are getting close to it, each of the targets. And then eventually it will alert you as well when the price hits the target. We do not sell for you, as I said. And also when I was going over the connections, I explained how we don't get access to moving any of your crypto or writing anything on your wallet's exchanges. We can only view it. So therefore you then have to go and execute the buys and the sell, or in this case, the sells, manually. And a lot of people, I know that I do this, is I create my strategy here because it gives me the visual representation and I can see all this data. And then I just take these numbers and I go into my exchange and I set it up ahead of time as limit orders or scheduled buys or scheduled sells, which is the case of the exit strategy. So you can still automate it, just not inside Merlin. You then have to go into your exchange. And if you have your crypto in a wallet and you store it in a wallet long-term, well, then be mindful that at some point you'll have to move it to an exchange, and then you can set up those limit orders or limit sells in the exchange once you've done so. But guys, that's how easy it is now to create an exit strategy. No additional tools, no additional subscription, no trying to learn a new skill that we know takes time to learn. We just basically make it where in a few clicks, it took me what? Not including those clicks of the wizard of trying to see with the instructions on how to do it. 1, 2, 3. Well, I had to zoom out. 5 clicks. Okay. 5 clicks. I had the targets created. And then all I had to do was just create the allocations, press save. If you ever want to make any changes, it's as easy as just pressing edit, make changes. Also, when you have when your total number of coin changes, Merlin will alert you. And so if you have more coins, because right now we're in a bear market, we're accumulating. And so if you add more coins to your balances, Merlin's going to ask you, do you want to add those coins to your sell, or do you want to add them to your hold? So then this automatically updates. So that's why we say Merlin is the smartest way to track your crypto, guys. And these are just some of the features. We have a lot of other cool stuff that I just simply won't have time to touch on today, but a lot of other cool stuff that we have available. Our help center is right here where you can see tons of articles and videos on how to use our platform. As I mentioned earlier, we have a weekly onboarding session. So this is every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Every single week, we take you through how to set up your account, and we host a session for you to answer questions as well. And our customer support team is another avenue that you can get help from. So inside of your Merlin account, you'll see this little widget on the bottom right corner. This is how you can message our customer support team. And then our customer support team can even schedule to get on a call with you and help you set up anything. Like, that's free of charge. You're paying for the subscription, so you get access to our customer support team. And I can hands down say that we have the best crypto tracker support team in the space, because our numbers speak for themselves. You can go check us out on Trustpilot. You'll see the reviews. Almost every single review mentions how the customer support team was amazing. So that's one thing that we thrive on, and that we know is extremely important, is providing excellent customer support. With that said, I'm just going to put this screen up for a second. Guys, if you have any questions about anything that I just went through, or maybe just any question around Merlin in general, feel free to put it in chat. I will be wrapping this up in a couple of minutes, but I'll give you guys a little bit of time to see if any questions come up, and I will answer them for you. Appreciate you all being here. I see that we have 52 people. Appreciate you. Just take a look at my chat here. Looks like we have no questions. I think that I must have done a really good job then. No questions from anybody. Well, awesome, guys. So if you want to find out more information about Merlin, head over to merlincrypto.com. Okay, that's where you can find out everything there is to know about our platform. I did not mention, but you can try Merlin for free. So if you don't have an account, sign up today and you get the first 30 days for free. We won't charge you until after the 30 days. So if you don't think it's for you, you can just cancel. We also don't make cancellations difficult to where you got to try and get us on the phone or try to get us to answer an email or a message. No, you can just go into your settings, plan, and cancel. It's that easy. We believe in our product, and that's why we don't want to give anybody any friction on things like that. But 30 days free. You can still access, you get access to everything, by the way. We give you everything for the first 30 days. And also you have access to our team. So in the first 30 days, even before you pay us, you can just, you can reach out to our customer support team and get assistance. We'll get on a call with you. It doesn't matter if you're still in your trial, if you're after your trial, we treat everybody the same. And so we'll help you set up your account, and you can do that all within the first 30 days as well. And after the 30 days for that matter. So, but just appreciate everyone being here with me today. Again, this was a Merlin Live Q&A, episode 16. Next week, we will be in Vegas for the XRP Las Vegas event, where we do have a booth out there. And so if any of you watching this now or in the future are going to be there, I would love to meet you in person. Please come and say hi. And yeah, just look forward to seeing anybody that's out there next week. Thanks again, everybody, for being with us on this beautiful Thursday. I will see you guys next month for another live Merlin Q&A. Take care, everyone.